As Bitcoin hopes fade, liquidity drops significantly and strong areas return to levels. Anyway, in this Bitcoin value video, we explore the potential for massive cost declines and continued positive cost signals. According to available information, the common value of Bitcoin has strangely fallen below $28,000, and Bitcoin is currently trading below the widely expected price. Currently, the number of hacked exchanges is 35 million, which is the highest level in terms of liquidity. Always use the latest validated executable code. The webcast is currently live. There are 2 4-hour courses and 2 2-hour courses. It is particularly influenced by the RSI indicator and overbought conditions. Despite the negative numbers, Bitcoin's value range has performed very well, and the confusion about the overall 47% improvement is completely absurd. However, we are gradually normalizing difficult issues. Maybe no one on YouTube showed us a possible answer. The price was around 28,601. It's time to stop using Bibit survey. The levels of a Fibonacci set are accurate when there are many crazy bars representing block prices. It shows me that my biggest problem is not my looks. RXS could rise quickly after Fibonacci retracement. I think I should show you the last Fibonacci retracement. Again, the BIBI system is protected and will not be used in the current situation. Above, we time travel through the hyperactive prefrontal cortex. It's obviously much lower than it is now and the gap is widening, but it's still in line with the Coinbase consensus. Of course, you can at least use the standard method using the Bitstamp structure. Bitcoin has indeed made waves both inside and outside the urban communities where the dollar is most deeply rooted. Choose your level clearly. Maybe you don't understand as clearly as you would like. Will the value of Bitcoin go up or down? Taking into account what we said yesterday and the progress we have made towards the new normal, our growth numbers are impressive and a positive example of daily development. The value of Bitcoin is falling these days. It turned out to be increasingly important. Coinbase chart doesn't show a drop in volume, but Bibit does. The Bitstamp chart successfully captures this downtrend by lowering the truth bar. This means that you will have the same reserve funds as before, regardless of whether you choose to divorce. I think it was a fitting ending, a fitting, satisfying ending. Due to the widespread adoption of Bitcoin in this country, they are particularly wary of disrupting existing business activities. Since we operate in this market, we would like to give you a quick update on the latest developments in Bitcoin storage. Question 1: The Bitcoin boom is over. We showed our words with tears. In my next article, I will answer this particular study when I started to lose faith in Bitcoin. If things go this way, we can expect Bitcoin trading volume to drop significantly and return to previous lows. As a result of this potential, we must focus on exemplary cases of threat and hostility to identify the third pattern of these events. If this turns into an emergency, what is our next specific spending goal? The central target is the Fibonacci retracement of 0.618, around 24,500, a sharp drop from the previous low. I completely agree that you are right. One of the best financial targets in the current environment will likely be a drop in the price of Bitcoin over the next 2 to 3 days. We will review your case in a few hours. The edge continues. However, this can happen quickly if you don't do everything necessary to implement temporary security. It is not yet known where the Bitcoin exchange meeting will take place. In this particular case, we need to focus on a time frame of about 4 hours, and study all the key components to think about how to choose a reasonable Fibonacci retracement. Instead of lowering your hand, politely raise your hand. When Bitcoin finally gained dominance, it suffered from standard Fibonacci retracements that predict slow activity. Finally, a break above the previous high creates an important Fibonacci level or another level that is completely hidden. Organizations have clearly responded by raising costs to record levels. Something must be added. My position is that this region is currently the most depleted region. Explanation: you must be prepared to solve real problems and therefore focus on the main direction. I don't have to think about it. The board reads, Bitcoin horrible. Backslash 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 asterisk 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 asterisk. home // identification code ***********. If you think no one cares, help yourself to this amazing new event. The situation is deteriorating rapidly. The starting value of Bitcoin is $26,900. The closure of the beautiful moat changed this basic research institution forever. As Bitcoin's critical position becomes clearer, liquidity will broadly increase and return to levels in its main areas of strength. Anyway, this Bitcoin proposal video explores its potential with huge payouts and continuous payout signals. Given verifiable information, the total value of Bitcoin seems questionable at $28,000, and Bitcoin is trading at lower prices. Currently, 35 million orders have been broken, which is the most important level in terms of liquidity. Continue to use the latest monitored executable code. The webcast is currently live. There are 2 4-hour courses and 2 2-hour courses. Interestingly, it is influenced by RSI signals and overbought conditions. Despite the negative signals, the Bitcoin evaluation workspace actually performed well, and the 47% upset over the overall improvement was ultimately silly. Anyway, we will solve the problem step by step. Maybe no one at YouTube gave us a possible answer. The price was around 28,601. It's time to stop using Bibit Audit. Fibonacci levels are annoying when there are lots of crazy bars showing block improvement. The biggest problem with my appearance is that I am almost unrecognizable. RXS could rise quickly after Fibonacci retracement. I think I should show you the latest developments in the Fibonacci strategy. And here Bybee's methodology is protected and not currently used as such. Above, we time travel through the hyperactive prefrontal cortex. It's obviously much smaller than it is now, and the gap will continue to widen, but it's in line with the Coinbase deal. You can use the Bitstamp structure using any standard system. Bitcoin has caused disruption in and around urban areas where the dollar has had the most staying power. Of course, choose your level. You may not see the idea as clearly as you expected. Will the value of Bitcoin go up or down? Taking into account what we said yesterday and the new normal changes to come, our age numbers are good and broadly reflect age-specific design. The value of Bitcoin is falling these days. It turned out to be increasingly important. Coinbase chart is more negative than Bibit's chart. Raster illustrations push the boundaries of modern reality and truly illustrate broken planes. This means that no matter how you distribute your material, it remains relevant. I think it was meaningful, basic, and satisfying in form. Since Bitcoin has never existed in this country, they are especially wary of disrupting existing business lines. As we change this market, we want to inform you about the latest changes related to Bitcoin registration. Question 1: Bitcoin's peak is over. We showed our words with tears. In a later article, I will explain when I started to lose faith in Bitcoin. Therefore, we should expect a significant drop in the number of Bitcoin exchanges and a quick recovery from previous lows. This potential leads us to focus on exemplary examples of shame and hostility in this story in search of the third twist. If this creates an emergency, what is the next realistic spending goal? The main target is the Fibonacci retracement of 0.618, around 24,500, a sharp drop from the previous low. I completely agree that you are right. As it stands, one of my financial goals is for Bitcoin to go down in the next 2 to 3 days. We will evaluate your case in 2 to 3 hours. Certification period. However, this can happen quickly if you don't do everything necessary to achieve your ideal or short-term security situation. It is not yet known where the Bitcoin exchange meeting will take place. In this particular case, note that when you limit your choice of Fibonacci retracement levels, you can break every associated component indefinitely. Do not lower your hands, but raise them generously. When Bitcoin finally rose to prominence, there were attempts to revive the Fibonacci standard as a unified exchange strategy. Finally, after the previous high, it is at a higher Fibonacci level, or at least it is not. As Bitcoin hopes fade, liquidity drops significantly and strong areas return to levels. Anyway, in this Bitcoin value video, we explore the potential for massive cost declines and continued positive cost signals. According to available information, the common value of Bitcoin has strangely fallen below $28,000, and Bitcoin is currently trading below the widely expected price. Currently, the number of hacked exchanges is 35 million, which is the highest level in terms of liquidity. Always use the latest validated executable code. The webcast is currently live. There are 2 4-hour courses and 2 2-hour courses. It is particularly influenced by the RSI indicator and overbought conditions. Despite the negative numbers, Bitcoin's value range has performed very well, and the confusion about the overall 47. The total capital cost volume adjustment can be used similarly to the recording area level. Bitcoin could drop to the 26,900 level in the next hours or days, so we will have to wait and see how the market reacts. These levels have weakened and declined over the long term, testing Bitcoin's quality as a unit of record. We regularly review articles and highlight the WXYs and prices that matter. Get the latest news. Every threat is against us and we are ready for it. Bitcoin is currently in a serious crisis. We lost 26,900 lives, and were immediately devastated by the lack of relief supplies. Let's look at the tensions inherent in Bitcoin. After carefully considering the overall design of your layout, you should think carefully about your ideal space. After all, it's not an old block, it's actually a connected block, and it's not limited to 28,000. The most important thing we can do is raise at least $28,000. If we look at the complete retracement of the Fibonacci pattern, we can see a nice range of Fibonacci retracement techniques that go through several stable directional levels. I completely agree. We recognize that Bitcoin must continue to move in the most ideal direction. It is important to double-check your destination before you leave. New potential trading opportunities may exceed past milestones. The continued decline in Bitcoin trading volume is distressing. He put me in the right position. I am very aware of what is happening with Bitcoin, but I will continue to grow my portfolio. I immediately noticed that Fibonacci signs and gold levels rarely change to reflect different pattern conditions. This is the last and most normal option. It is very important to remember that the value of Bitcoin will continue to increase in the future once the supply of gold reaches 29,000 or 400. So we found a way to reach everyone. The unexpected reaction of the 1:1 Fibonacci retracement has led some to believe that Bitcoin WXY's downtrend is over. However, as I said earlier, the results are worrying. I think you need to act quickly, and I agree that rewiring large parts of the prefrontal cortex for different messages can produce positive signals. Given all that I have said so far, is it possible to make a reasonable transaction at any time by selling, buying or buying? Note the clearly bullish nature of the RSI marker and its rise and fall. If you follow the MACD indicator closely, you will see a strange and intense celebration of Bitcoin. It means both promising and less promising times. I agree that the content of the text is wrong on this point. It is never wise to leave a hallway slightly open. To be honest, Dismissal Fire has seen a surprising amount of interaction both offline and on the Bybit stage. For example, thanks to Coinbase, we can see a huge expansion in trading volume starting 2 to 3 hours ago, which is a typical stretch by all accounts. It does not appear to be a convenient currency exchange office for commuting to and from the city on a large scale. Considerable research should be done on how quickly security is achieved after payment is received. At that point, I can confidently say that I agree with him. Write down everything you see. Since I am in a sell or buy position in an uptrend zone, I am not in the best position to trade this zone. We understand that all the money programmed is yours. For real resources like gold, you can add or subtract what's going on, removing the Bitcoin smell. After the final climax, the abuse escalated completely. To some extent, our skepticism was justified. In the current situation, other quick acquisitions could be explored to provide growth per share, as is usually proposed. Finally, everyone can remember the gold Fibonacci levels of $29, $200, and $300. As mentioned above, be careful. The long-term reference level is 26,900, which represents a support position for Bitcoin and could be subject to losses due to future difficulties, negative signals or unclear signals. Thank you. I hope your day is just as beautiful. Changes in direct capital expenditure can be used to determine the level of additional conditionality. Bitcoin could drop to the 26,900 level in the next hours or days, so we will have to wait and see how the market reacts. Bitcoin's lasting quality as a unit of record will be tested when these levels fall and eventually lead to a crash. We're always looking for something, watching WXY and doing interesting research. Get the latest news. Every threat is against us and we are ready to face it. Bitcoin is clearly in a difficult situation right now. With 26,900 lives lost, we were immediately overwhelmed by the lack of resources to respond. Consider the tensions surrounding Bitcoin's reasonable progress. In general, you should carefully consider your choices and then think carefully about the optimal base area. This means that, as closely related as they are not mutually exclusive components and are not limited to 28,000. The most important step we can take is to get to the base of $28,000. A second hold occurs when the Fibonacci pattern begins to end. The advantage of Fibonacci retracements is that the progression of levels is constantly focused. I completely agree. We recognize that Bitcoin must continue to follow its most likely path. It is important to consider these concerns carefully. However, potential new developments could overwhelm even the best celebrities. The current drop in Bitcoin trading volume is enormous. It puts me in a very prestigious position. I don't know what is happening with Bitcoin now, but I will continue to grow my portfolio. I immediately learned that Fibonacci signs and gold levels sometimes change to reflect different pattern conditions. This is the last and most normal option. In the long term, it is very important to consider whether the value of Bitcoin will continue to rise when the supply of gold reaches 29,000 or 400. That's how we have to do everything. The surprising reaction to the 1:1 Fibonacci retracement has led some to believe that Bitcoin WXY's downtrend is over. However, as I said above, we know the outcome. I agree with this. Please show me quickly. Switching a significant part of the prefrontal cortex to another task can provide positive signals. Does everything we've discussed so far guarantee you'll get a big discount on every item you sell?